Good morning, Facebook. I'll let some people get on here for a second. I know one or two people were going to join me, but maybe or maybe not. You know, for some people, 9 o'clock, it's still early out here. So I wanted to talk a little bit. We'll get started since I don't have a lot of time this morning, but wanted to talk a little bit about buyer fatigue. We're hearing it a lot in the market here in Florida, and we're also hearing it quite a bit throughout the United States. So I wanted to talk a little bit about it. Is it real? Does it really happen? Is it happening? Has it happened to you? If you're an agent, is it happening to you? Is it happening to your clients? So it's a big question right now out there with our real estate market, because we have it in some cases here in Southwest Florida. We have more buyers than we do houses. So what happens at that point? You are bound and determined to have people fighting over houses. Offers going way over the asking price of houses. Properties are not appraising. I'm in real estate groups throughout the U.S. on Facebook, and I see a lot of questions out there being asked. Hey, what's happening with your appraisal? Comparables coming in with adjustments that we've just never heard or seen. So buyers are getting hit one way or the other. And is buyer fatigue real? In my opinion, it absolutely is. So in instances here in Southwest Florida, we serve from Naples to St. Petersburg. So I'm just gonna pull a random city and kind of talk about it a little bit. So talk about Cape Coral. Cape Coral had a population of 2020, I think it was 204,549 people. Just at random, and that was off world populations. So if you have a population like that, and in recent weeks and months, we've seen single family homes active get down to under 300, what does that tell you? That's active single family homes on our MLS in the Lee County area. In populations up here in St. Pete, in Pinellas County, we see similar demographics, numbers idly different from one another. But what's happening with the buyers? I can tell you it must be really hard if you're a newer agent out there just getting started in this business, and you're really trying to work both angles of the fence, listings and sellers. You're probably getting very tired at certain points. I can tell you in specific instances, and myself, I have had buyers get fatigued. And what's going to happen? In numerous instances, they just got tired of making offers, getting their hopes up, and experiencing out there this buyer's fatigue. You get beat down. It's human nature. You get your hopes build up. You're visioning yourself and living in this home, and all of a sudden you have a house that's not going to become yours because you're competing in a lot of times with 20, 30 offers. It's not uncommon. We could go in and talk about in different price ranges. It's not immune. I can tell you in the first time home buyer portions of the markets, and all of those are different. I'll say in Fort Myers, that 250 to 300, which has always been for at least the last 12 years I was there, is always the hottest market, and not happening. You've got investors now buying these properties because buyers are getting buyer fatigue and they're going to rent. You heard that right. Buyer's fatigue is going to push more people to rent. What's happening to rental prices? Yep, they're going up because now you have a different pool, a different generation out there that wants to buy and wants to live that American dream, just like our grandparents did. It was the thing to own your home. That was your ultimate goal, was to own your home. And right now, this younger generation, the millennials, and the younger minded, they've come to a time they want to live in a home. They don't want to rent. They want to own a home because it's, in most cases, a lot less expensive to own your home. They want to be able to still travel. They want to be able to go out and do things. But over the past, 5 or 6 years, we saw these millennials not want a lot of baggage. They didn't want material things. They wanted to travel. They wanted to explore the world. Yeah, that's still a thing. But I believe since COVID happened, we're all nesting a little bit more, and they're starting to nest. So as they nest, they now want to own a home. They want to put roots down somewhere. They saw with COVID, it's a little more important. So going forward, what's going to happen? A few of you, and I've gotten my Facebook, and I see my private messenger. They are messaging me some questions. Where do you see the market going? Is it going to bust? I don't think so. None of the indicators from the prior bust are there. This market is like something we've never seen before. The buyers are not buying. Back in the early 2000s, people were buying and building spec homes, basically building a home because they could get in with a builder and build for $1,000 down. Their mortgage was based off of stated income and stated asset. They could just go say, I make $300,000 a year. I have a 750 credit score, and they moved on. They got houses. I short sailed properties for investors that had, at times, 15 to 20 houses. And they had each spouse bought a house, and they could do up to 12. So one did 12. They were tied in with family members. And when the bust, we ended up short selling those. But now buyers are absorbing these houses because they want to live in them, and an end user. So here in Florida, we're seeing a lot of people populate down here for many different reasons. Warm weather, political. It's an open field, but people want to live here because let's just face it, we don't have to shovel snow. It does get hot, it does get humid, but we have a winter full of beautiful weather out there that we can enjoy. So people are influxing here. They're coming in. They're wanting to see our sunshine. They're wanting to enjoy the beaches. I can tell you, over this past year, I've seen Central Florida, inland, grow faster. People here in Pinellas County are wanting to go a little farther north. They're wanting to go inland to get out of the city and live a little bit more of an affordable life. Sure, it's going to be a little more affordable as you get into the center and you're not necessarily close to the beaches. That does help, but it's not easing the buyer's fatigue that's happening right now. It is real. It is happening. So in a nutshell, with the buyer fatigue, I think you're going to see more of it. You're going to see more people pull back a little bit, only because they're tired. Like I say, they're beat down. They don't want to compete for houses. When that happens, we've got investors now. I have one particular listing. I have almost a automated feed coming from these agents. It's almost like it's an automated offer that's generated, and it's just shotgunned out for investors. It's very interesting. I didn't see that before. I didn't see it in the foreclosure boom when we were selling foreclosures and short sales all day, and we had investors buying 5 and 10. Totally different. So I don't think our market's going to tank. That's not my feeling anyway. I think we're good. I do think we're going to hit a equal playing field where you're not going to see appreciation as fast as we've seen. I have seen big numbers with appreciation. I did have a client in October buy a luxury condo. It was over $1.5 million. Identical unit went on the market 30 days ago, and it listed, I think, 2.2 or 2.3. It's under contract. If it closes, that's a great comp. Where have you seen that much appreciation for your money? You weren't getting that in the stock market. You're not getting it anywhere else out there. So real estate is still a good investment if you can get the house. Experience, right now with agents, and I tell agents that I work with, and agents that I've coached and that worked with me, that have went out on their own, experience is what matters right now. You can help clients work through buyer's fatigue, but you have to be realistic about it, and everybody has to continue forward, because at the end of the day, if they want a house, they've got to build up some stamina. And we all just have to know this is going to be the way of the world for a while. I don't see it leveling out here for a little bit. I think we're going to see it maybe get a little worse before it gets better. So I'd love to hear what's happening in your market. I know there's several people online, what's happening out there in your market, because it's crazy. From, we cover a broad area from Naples all the way up to Tampa, St. Pete area, and we're seeing wow. Wow. So not take too much of your time. I just wanted to talk about the buyer fatigue. It is real. Market's crazy. I've had several requests for information and why aren't you doing your videos? I will get back to it, I promise. Life has been pretty crazy for us, especially the past year with COVID and dealing with fundamentals and rehabbing a house and things like that. So I'll be back and we'll talk. I always love to talk about real estate, what's going on in the market. If you have questions, you're always welcome to call me, text me, email me. My email or phone number is there. Reach out and let's talk about it. Later in the week or first of next week, kind of want to talk about the listing side of this, what's happening for sellers out there, and what you as a seller or what you as an agent can expect when you're listing a house right now, and what is actually behind the scenes. I know a lot of people think, oh, we just list a house and we get pretty pictures and we put it on the MLS. There's a lot more that goes involved in that, and I kind of want to take you behind the scenes and show you on a particular listing what we've had over the past couple weeks and what's happened. I look forward to talking with you guys. I hope you're all well out there, and I'd love to hear from you, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Be well. Bye-bye.